everyone. Welcome back to Ken English, your favorite English learning podcast. I'm Ken.
And I'm Chloe. Today, we're going to have a casual conversation about daily life, and we'll teach you some useful idioms along the way.
That's right. So, Chloe, how was your weekend?
Did you do anything special?
Oh, it was great. I went to a party on Saturday. There were lots of new people there, and you know how I am with strangers. I needed to break the ice somehow.
Wait, let me stop you there, Chloe. Our listeners might not know this idiom. Break the ice means to start a conversation or make people feel comfortable when meeting for the first time. It's like breaking cold ice to make it warm and friendly.
Exactly. So at the party, I broke the ice by asking people about their hobbies. It worked really well. Everyone started talking and sharing stories.
That's a smart way to use that idiom. You can break the ice in many situations. For example, on the first day of school, the teacher broke the ice by telling a funny joke.
Perfect example. Speaking of school, Ken, didn't you have a big test last week? How did your studying go?
Oh, yes, my history exam. I really had to hit the books for that one. I spent 3 whole days in the library.
Hold on, Ken. Another great idiom for our listeners. Hit the books means to study hard. It doesn't mean you actually hit books with your hands.
Right. When you need to study seriously, you hit the books. You might say, final exams are coming, so I need to hit the books this weekend.
And did all that studying pay off? How was the test?
Actually, it was a piece of cake, much easier than I expected. I finished in 30 minutes when we had an hour.
Another idiom. A piece of cake means something is very easy to do. It's not about eating cake, though that would be nice.
Exactly. When something is simple or not difficult, we say it's a piece of cake. For example, learning to ride a bike was a piece of cake for my little sister.
That's wonderful. So what are you planning to do this week, Ken? Any fun activities?
Well, I'm going to visit my grandmother tomorrow. She's teaching me how to cook her famous apple pie. We've been planning this for weeks, and I'm really excited.
That sounds amazing. Cooking with grandparents is always special. I bet time flies when you're with her.
Oh, there's our 4th idiom. Time flies means time passes very quickly, especially when you're having fun or busy doing something you enjoy.
You're absolutely right. When we're enjoying ourselves, time flies. You might say, I was reading such a good book that time flew by and suddenly it was midnight.
Speaking of time flying, this podcast episode is going by so quickly. Let's review the 4 idioms we learned today for our listeners.
Great idea. First, break the ice means to start a conversation or make people comfortable when meeting for the first time.
Second, hit the books means to study hard and seriously.
Third, a piece of cake means something is very easy to do.
And fourth, time flies means time passes very quickly, usually when you're having fun.
Perfect. Now, here's some homework for our listeners. Try to use one of these idioms in a conversation this week. Practice makes perfect.
That's a great challenge. And remember, everyone, if you enjoyed today's episode, please give us a like and subscribe to Ken English. Your support helps us create more content for English learners like you.
And don't forget, we upload new episodes every 2 to 3 days, so there's always something fresh to learn. You can practice your English with us regularly.
Thanks for listening to Ken English today. Keep practicing, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone. Remember, learning English should be fun, so enjoy the journey.
Wait, before we go, Chloe, I just remembered something funny that happened to me yesterday. I think it's perfect for teaching another useful idiom.
Ugh, I love when that happens. Real-life examples make the best teaching moments. Tell us what happened, Ken.
So I was at the grocery store and I completely forgot my shopping list at home. I had to rack my brains to remember everything I needed to buy. I stood there for at least 5 minutes trying to think.
Excellent example. Rack my brains means to think very hard about something, trying to remember or solve a problem. You don't actually put your brain on a rack, of course.
That's right. You might say, I've been racking my brains all day trying to remember where I put my keys. Or, she racked her brains to come up with a solution to the problem.
That happens to me all the time. But you know what, Ken? Since we're on a roll with these idioms, let me share something that happened to me at work this week.
I love that phrase, on a roll. Yes, let's hear your story, Chloe. What happened at work?
Well, my colleague Sarah had a presentation to give, and she was really nervous. But once she started talking, she was on fire. She spoke confidently, answered all the questions perfectly, and everyone was impressed.
Another fantastic idiom. When someone is on fire, it means they're performing extremely well, doing something with great skill and success. Obviously, Sarah wasn't actually burning.
Exactly. You can say, the basketball player was on fire tonight. He scored 30 points. Or, our chef is on fire today. Every dish is absolutely delicious.
And Chloe, you mentioned earlier that we're on a roll with idioms. That's another great one. On a roll means having a series of successes or doing well at something continuously.
Great catch, Ken. You might say, I've been on a roll this week. I got a promotion, won a contest, and found $20 on the street. It's when good things keep happening.
You know what, Chloe? I think our listeners are getting a lot of value from this extended conversation. Let's do something fun. Let's create some sample situations where they can practice using these idioms.
I love that idea. Okay, everyone, let's practice. I'll give you a situation, and you can pause the podcast to think about which idiom fits best. Ready for the first scenario? Here's situation number 1. You're at a new job, and everyone seems very serious and quiet. You want to make friends with your coworkers, so you tell a funny story about your weekend. Which idiom describes what you're trying to do?
The answer is break the ice. You're trying to break the ice with your new coworkers by making them feel more comfortable and starting friendly conversations.
Perfect. Now here's scenario number 2. Your friend has a math test tomorrow, but instead of watching TV, she decides to spend the whole evening solving practice problems and reviewing her notes. What idiom describes what she's doing?
She's hitting the books. When she chooses to study hard instead of relaxing, she's hitting the books to prepare for her test.
Excellent. Let's try one more. Your brother is usually terrible at video games, but tonight he's winning every single match and beating all his friends. He's playing better than ever before. Which idiom fits this situation?
He's on fire. When someone is performing exceptionally well, especially better than usual, we say they're on fire.
That was so much fun. Now let's quickly review all the idioms we've covered in today's extended episode. We started with our original 4, and then we added 3 more.
That's right. We learned break the ice, starting conversations with new people, hit the books, studying hard, a piece of cake, something very easy, and time flies when time passes quickly.
And then we added 3 more. Rack my brains, thinking very hard to remember or solve something. On fire, performing extremely well. And on a roll, having continuous success or doing well repeatedly.
7 useful idioms in one episode? That's quite impressive. Chloe, I think our listeners have gotten amazing value today. These idioms will really help them sound more natural and confident when speaking English.
Such a great point, Ken. Also, try writing sentences with these idioms in your journal or notes app. Writing them down helps your brain remember them better, and you'll be more likely to use them when speaking.
And don't forget, if you use one of today's idioms in a conversation, tell us about it. Leave a comment on our podcast platform or send us a message. We love hearing success stories from our listeners.
Definitely. Thank you all for staying with us for this extra long episode of Ken English. Keep practicing those 7 idioms, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye, everyone, and happy learning!